Helen's story isn't a miracle. Unapologetic effort can sometimes outrun years of hesitation. She didn't have a fashion degree. She didn't even have stable Wi-Fi. But she had grit, and that made all the difference. I had two hands, a sewing machine, and nothing to lose. That's how Helen Coaster remembers the day her life flipped. At 22, she had never left her city, never stepped foot in a fashion studio, and had no college degree. Just a heart full of dreams and scraps of fabric in a small Detroit apartment. Her story isn't just about sewing. It's about stitching hope into broken pieces and daring to dream when everyone else gives up. Day 1. It was a humid Monday morning in early June. The fan in their small living room groaned louder than usual. Her mom was asleep after pulling another double shift at the hospital, and Helen sat beside her old Singer machine. The thread jammed again, nothing new. But that morning, something in her changed. What if I give it 8 days? She thought. No breaks, no doubts, just raw effort. She made a commitment to herself. 8 days of full force effort. If it failed, fine. But she wouldn't go down without a fight. She pulled out torn jeans, old curtains, and her sketchbook filled with ideas she had never shared. She worked through the night, only stopping to sip water. That evening, she filmed herself in the dress she had just sewn, a long denim gown with a dramatic shoulder cut, detailed by hand. She stood in front of the cracked mirror, turned on her friend's borrowed phone, and recorded a 30-second video. Hey, I'm Helen Coaster. I make dresses from scraps. If you believe in second chances, tag someone who needs a fresh designer. She uploaded it to TikTok and Instagram with shaky fingers. Then she prayed. Day 2. Helen didn't sleep. She just refreshed her feed over and over. By 6 a.m., her video had 90,000 views. By 9 a.m., it hit 1 million. Her inbox exploded with messages. You've got something special. Where can I buy this dress? Your talent is unreal. But one message made her heart stop. Can you fly to New York in 2 days? I'd love to meet you. Sophie Maxwell. Sophie Maxwell, founder of Maxwell Mode, a brand worn by Hollywood stars and elite influencers. Sophie had over 4 million Instagram followers and was a judge on Project Catwalk USA. She was known for discovering underground talent and turning nobodies into icons. Day 3, the excitement faded quickly. Helen had no money. Her account had $7.38, no credit card, no savings, no rich aunt to call. But giving up wasn't an option. She asked her neighbor, Miss Clara, a retired teacher, for help. Clara smiled, handed her $150, and said, "You better make this worth it. I want to see you on TV someday." Helen booked the cheapest Spirit Airlines flight she could find, packed her best 3 handmade dresses, and caught a bus to the airport. Day 4. She arrived in New York exhausted and nervous. The city felt alive, loud, and intimidating. Sophie Maxwell's assistant met her at the studio, a sleek glass building in Manhattan. Sophie was everything you'd expect: sharp, stylish, commanding. She stared at Helen and said, "Okay, impress me." Helen unzipped her bag and laid out her dresses. One was crafted from old wedding veils, soft and ethereal. Another was a bold red dress made from vintage tablecloths with hand-beaded detailing. The third was a leather-fused street-style look using broken jackets and belts. Sophie walked around the dresses in silence. Then she looked at Helen and said, "You're not trained, are you?" "No, ma'am, but I've been practicing my whole life." Sophie smiled slightly. "Good. I hate rules anyway." Day 5. The next morning, Helen woke up to 20,000 new followers on Instagram. Sophie had posted a photo of her designs with the caption, "Meet the future of fashion, Helen Coaster. Watch her closely." Fashion blogs picked it up. Headlines like, "From Rags to Runway, the Detroit Girl Disrupting Fashion." Sophie Maxwell's surprise new protege. Helen was invited to work on Maxwell Mode's new sustainable streetwear line as an apprentice designer. She couldn't believe it. 3 days ago, she was cutting dresses on the floor of her tiny living room. Now she had her own workspace in one of the biggest studios in New York. Day 6. By day 6, Helen was on fire. A short video of her redesigning a jacket hit 3.2 million views. Her TikTok account passed 300,000 followers, and people started calling her the Scrap Queen. A celebrity stylist reached out, asking for custom designs. Another fashion house offered a $10,000 licensing deal. But Helen kept working. She slept on the studio couch some nights. She hand-stitched, sketched, and even taught other interns how to reuse fabric creatively. Day 7. Sophie called her into the office. A brand new apartment in Brooklyn had been arranged for her, rent-free for the first 6 months. "You need your own space. You've earned it," Sophie said. When Helen walked out, a black BMW X5 stood waiting outside the studio. "Wait, is this?" she asked. "It's yours," Sophie said. "You'll need it when you're famous." Helen broke down in tears. Her whole life, she never imagined owning a car, let alone one like this. Day 8. On the 8th day, Helen posted a video sitting in her new apartment. Behind her were her sketches pinned to the wall. She stared into the camera, eyes full of fire, and said, "8 days ago, I was just a girl with a sewing machine and a dream. Now I have a team, a mentor, a car, and a future. Don't wait for someone to hand you a chance. Make noise until they can't ignore you." That video was shared by celebrities, motivational speakers, and even major news outlets. Trended on X. Helen's message to world: you don't have to be rich to get noticed. You don't need a degree to be respected. What you need is consistency, courage, and a reason to wake up even when no one believes in you. Sew your life together, one stitch at a time. One day, the world will wear your story.